Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of How to Win at Lorcana. Geordie is on holidays this week, but we've been very lucky. We are blessed with Sarah from Underworld Glimmers. Sarah, how are you going?
That's me. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, you looking forward to playing some Sealed for the next set?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I really want to play with all the toys. I love, Toy Story, Brave, The Incredibles. Yeah, that sounds really great. I want to play a toy deck.
yeah. I'm so pumped. Sealed is my favorite game mode, so I can't make to wait this video.
Nice.
Alright, let's get straight into it. So, going over the core concepts for today's video on Sealed. Number one, general strategy for Sealed. So, what is the most consistent way to win games? Number two is talking about the ink curve, which is a concept that we haven't gone over before, and the uninkable count that you want in Sealed. And then number three is just some must pick cards that you have to sort of pick in Sealed. So, diving straight in, let's talk about the general strategy. So, starting off, Sealed is not constructed, so you don't build your deck the same way. The lower or the overall power level is going to be lower because you've got a limited pool of cards to choose from, and you're just cracking random packs, so you get some random stuff. Card draw and removal is rare in this format, so you can't rely on being able to draw lots of cards and get yourself out of trouble. You need to be very mindful about the cards that you put in your deck. And
Spoiler for the end of the video,
yes,
which card we must pick.
yep, yep, that one will lead into that that topic really nicely. And then this is sort of the main message when it comes to gameplay. So when you're actually sitting down at the table and playing with your sealed deck, you win with fundamentals, not with tricks. So you don't have you don't generally have like a well-defined strategy, like a control strategy or something like that. You just kind of get what you're given, and you need to be able to pilot your deck and just play with good fundamentals for Lorcana. So the two notes on that: quest when it's safe, and make efficient challenges. That is the best way to win during sealed.
Sounds good.
All right, so the most common way to win. So once you've drawn your 7 cards, you're planning what do I want to do with my hand? How am I going to win this game? This is the way I think about it. So I want to ink and play a character every turn, particularly from turns 2 onwards. A lot of people
Yeah.
get hung up on playing
I've
one drops. I don't know what your thoughts are on that one, Sarah.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly the same. Like usually, because especially when I play constructed, I'm like, if I don't have my one drop, I feel really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But in sealed, like it's not as important, and I feel like we've seen that in like the professional playing, like at like the World Championship, for example, when they had
Mm-hmm.
like that mega sealed. Lots of people constructed their decks and they didn't have any one drop, and
Yeah.
I found that was crazy, but they were actually like really good, and it felt like amazing to see all these guys like to see how they build their decks, and they didn't have one drops, and then like that didn't impact the game too much.
Yeah, totally. And constructed, yeah, if you don't play a card on turn 1 and your opponent does, you just feel like you're so behind. But
Yeah, feels bad.
it does. But sealed, yeah, it's a much slower format with much lower power levels. So if you play a 1 drop, you're essentially taking that 1 cost card out of your inkwell and putting it onto the field. So then you may not be able to play your 6 or your 7 cost card later because you've decided to play the card on turn 1, and then especially when you go first, you can often just run out of steam. So don't
Yeah, that's
focus
fair
too
enough.
much. Yeah, it's a lower power level, so it's okay to play a bit slower.
It's okay.
All right, next stop point. You need to stop inking at some point, and that usually depends on the cards in your hand. So generally, if my most expensive card is a 5, I will just stop inking at 5 and play that card. I'm not going to ink past that because it just doesn't make any sense. And there's even sometimes if you've got like a funny hand, like let's say I've got 2 good 4 cost characters and a 5 cost character, and I'm going
Mm,
into my 5 ink turn, I don't have to ink one of these good cards to play my 5 cost. I might just play it and then hope to draw something cheap.
uninkable next turn. Yeah.
Yeah, draw like a 1 or a 2 cost, and then I'll ink that and play my 5 cost. You don't always have to ink every turn. You can be a little bit patient.
Yeah.
All right, so on the deck building side, this is just a note, and we'll get into this a bit later. Prioritize strong stats for cost, and this is also about inking decisions too. I will generally prioritize strength and willpower over law, because in sealed, it's often just both players will end up going into top deck mode. So you need to be really efficient with your cards when you're inking, when you're playing, and when you're drawing.
Yeah, that's true. Like I remember when I first started to play, um, all I thought about was the law.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, because that's how you win the game, right?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you need to quest to 20 laws. So
of
I was like,
course.
oh, this guy quests for 2, awesome. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
it is because it has like maybe 2 willpower. So then it's like, yeah, no,
yeah,
it gets banished very quickly,
yeah,
and then you have nothing on the board. So
yeah,
yeah, if you have good stats, then you can often, challenge your opponent's character, survive, and then you can quest. So it feels way better.
yeah, definitely. If you're just questing and giving away characters and making inefficient challenges, you'll get to like 10 and you'll have nothing on board, and your opponent will have like 4 or 5 characters, and then they're just
Yeah,
going to quest for
this
5 every
has
turn.
never happened to me.
Nah, never? Yeah. Wow. Well, there you go.
Uh,
So, and yeah, if you're playing big static characters, they can then protect your smaller static characters, and that may
that's
enable you to
true.
then quest with them a bit later. All right. So, when we are in the deck building phase, or even during play, but mostly in the deck building phase, we're prioritizing strength and willpower over law. And the baseline stats in Lorcana, which we'll give a few examples of, is, and we're talking about strength and willpower here. We are assuming at this stage, every card we pick, let's just say quest for 1 in this example. So the
Yeah,
baseline strength willpower is generally double the cost of the card plus 1.
plus 1.
So, for example, a 2 cost card should have 5 strength and willpower. So that will either be like a 2-3, which means 2 strength, 3 willpower, or a 3-2. Those are sort of generally the nice stat lines. A 3 cost card should have 7 stats. So that's like a 4-3 or a 3-4. A 4 cost should have 9 stats. So a 4-5 or 5-4, and so on and so on.
And so on.
So this is the baseline.
Got it.
Anything with more stats than that, we might refer to as overstated, because you're getting like a bonus on the stats. Uh, but yeah, generally when I'm building my sealed deck, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these baseline cards, or maybe something with a minor bonus or overstated. These are the cards that I'm really looking for. So, Sarah, we've got a test coming up. You're going to evaluate some cards for us.
Oh, I'm not
Uh,
really good at tests.
that's okay. That's okay. So, starting off with this card, we're going to evaluate it against this rule that we've just learned. So, card number 1. We got John
John Smith.
Smith's Snow Tracker.
Nice, nice. All right, so we're gonna have to do some math. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. All right, so it's a 2 cost John Smith.
Yep.
So that means we want double that, so 4 plus 1, 5.
Yep.
And then it has 2, 3 as stats. So if you add that, 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's a good card. I give it the tick of
We
approval.
give it the tick. Bam. All right.
Bam.
And then it's got this extra effect at the end of the turn. If this character is exerted, none of your characters challenge this turn, game on law. But we don't care too much about that. We are focused on stats, and this has good stats, so we might want to put it in our deck. All right. Number 2, we have Pudge. Do you like this
I
card?
mean, it's Pudge, so it's auto include.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously.
He does control
Yeah,
the weather.
he controls the weather, like he's a deity, like he looks cute as.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he goes in my deck for sure.
Okay.
But
Does it go in my deck?
does it go into Greg's deck? Okay, okay. So it's another 2-cost character. So we double that plus 1. It's also a 5. So same as John Smith, but he's a 1/3. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. I mean, 4 is almost 5.
Nah.
So yeah, so it doesn't go into Greg's deck yet.
Correct.
Okay, but it does go into Sierra's deck because he's cute and
Yeah.
it's Budge. Yes.
I mean, if that's how you want to play sealed, absolutely. If you want to pick cards you like and make a cute deck, go for it.
Correct. That's also a good way to play the game.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, ultimately you're playing for fun. If this video is focusing on if you want to be a tryhard like me and build a tryhard deck and try and win all your games, but
Noted.
yeah. All right, next card.
Next card. Next
Boom.
card.
Minnie Mouse
Oof.
Spinning Skater. Do you like this
Oof.
card?
Oh well, again, Minnie Mouse. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
And then so another 2 costs. So it should be 5 stats total, but this one is 3/3. Okay, so that seems like really good. Like that's a auto include in my deck because
Yeah.
it's 6 powers.
Yeah.
So like yeah, seems really good. Is that correct?
That is correct. I am windmill slamming this from my pack. Crack the pack. Bam, on the table. Straight in the deck.
Bam! Straight sleeve it. Like
Yeah.
that's auto in the deck. Let's go.
Yeah, so 3/3. This is above rate, so this is what I would call overstated, and yeah, this is going straight in without any thought. All right, now we got a couple more of these. Talk me through Agnar, King of Arendelle.
Oh, okay. So I don't like it because you changed the cost at the top. So now I need to do more math.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 costs, double that plus 1, so I need 7 stats. So it's a 3, 4, 4, 7. So yeah, seems about right to me. I'd put it in. Sounds good.
Okay, so Agnar gets the tick. He's a 3 cost. He's got 7 stats, so he is going in. All right.
Going in.
The final card, we have Elsa, Concerned Sister.
Well, again, it goes in my deck.
Yeah, it goes in your deck because it's Elsa.
Does it
go
in
my deck?
Does it go into Greg's deck? So again, a 3 cost. We should have 7 stats, but it's only a 2/2. I guess in some other world, 2 plus 2 equals 7. So goes into my deck, but probably not into Greg's deck.
Yeah, doesn't pass the test.
It doesn't pass the test, but it does quest for 2 though. Does that have an impact? Do we still maybe put it in the deck because it quests for 2?
No, we do not.
Okay, we do not. All right, noted.
Right.
If you want to win, do not put this card in.
And abilities like this, when you play this character, pay 2 less for the next location. These are generally traps in sealed. Because
you never know if you're gonna find a location. You may have the odd one in the deck. It's like, okay, you have 1 in 40 to actually draw the location.
Yeah, that's right. And then
you're right. 2/2. It's like you're gonna quest once with it, and then your opponent is just gonna go in and
challenge it with their 3/4.
No, you're right. It's a trap. It's a trap. Doesn't go into my deck either. So it was a trap.
Do not get baited by these cards with these niche effects. Just focus on the stats if you want a consistent deck. Okie dokie. All right, now on to topic number 2. We are going to talk about the ink curve and uninkable cards in sealed. All right, so this is a concept that we haven't really raised in this series before. So your ink curve, which is a very common term in Lorcana, it is talking about how your cards are distributed by cost. So in general, if you have too many cheap cards, you're going to run out of gas, and that's especially true in sealed. like we talked about
Mm,
earlier with the one cost cards. If you've got 5 or 6 of them in your deck, you're just going to run out of cards very quickly.
mm.
But if you've got too many expensive cards, you're going to fall behind because if you can't consistently play cards on turns 2 and 3 and 4, then your opponent's going to get a big board and you're not going to be able to catch up.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
So
So
how many cards of each cost do we need?
we will go into that. So, in sealed, as we talked about earlier, our goal is to ink a card and spend all of our ink on a character every turn.
Yep.
And this concept is called playing on curve. So on our 2 ink turn, we want to play a 2 cost character. On our 3 ink turn, we want to play a 3 cost character, and so on and so forth. We do need to stop inking at some point. We don't always want to play a 6 cost on turn 6 and a 7 cost on turn 7. That depends on what's in our hand. But yeah, this definitely in the earlier turns. From turns 2 through to 5, we want to play 2 cost, 3 cost, 4 cost, 5 cost. And if we do that and our opponent isn't playing on curve, then we are probably winning.
Nice.
So, this, and I have another slide on the next one with a table form, but this is what I would call an ideal curve in sealed. And you can see the word curve now kind of makes sense. It's this red shape here and it peaks somewhere. So it starts low, goes up, comes back down, and that's why it is called a curve. So we can see what we're doing here. We don't want to play too many 1 cost characters because they're low value and they'll make us run out of cards.
Mm,
We want very consistently, we want to play cards on turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have
yeah.
our peak is kind of at turn 3 and 4. And then towards the later game stages, we also want to have sort of relatively fewer cards because we really want to be playing cards on these first 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the next slide, we're going to break this down a little bit. What I'm going to recommend for our viewers is take a photo of this table here. I've shown my recommended ranges of how many cards to put in your sealed deck, as well as the ideal count from the previous slide. So print this out, bring it with you to sealed, and then when you are looking at your cards and trying to build your deck, try and follow this curve roughly. Sarah, I
Yeah,
know
that's a
you've
very
used
good idea.
yeah, I know you've used these sorts of guides before in other games.
Yeah, 100%. I cannot build a deck if I don't have my cheat sheet next to me. I feel like this is like this is the most like useful yeah table that you would ever have when building and just on like ideal counts, because otherwise I find that depending on the sets, but often when you open packs you get just like so many like 2, 3 drops, and I choose my cards with the rules that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, you always have too many cards, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like it's often just then like refining how many cards of each cost you have, and I can't do that
Yeah.
without that kind of cheat sheet, because otherwise I'm just going with like the cute characters, and that's just how I decide. This is not how you win games, even though it's still very fun. Um, yeah, so I really recommend take a screenshot of that, and yeah, that's definitely a good way of building your sealed deck. And also, like when you have a card you sure you want to put it, like we show that Minnie Mouse that is overstated,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh my god, this is like an amazing card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's overstated.
Mm-hmm.
So have you actually your sleeve ready, have 40 sleeves, and it's like, okay, this one is amazing, bam, put it in the sleeves.
Yeah.
This one is an automatic inside,
Yeah.
and you just put your cards by costs, and then you choose them, and you look at the ideal count and you try to follow that. So I
Yeah.
think that's the best way.
Yeah. So when you open those great cards, you just take them straight to the bank, bam, straight in the sleeve, and then we don't have to think about that
And
one.
also the rule is that if you get an enchanted, it doesn't matter what it is, what the cost is, if it's inkable, uninkable,
Mm-hmm.
if it's you have to put it in the deck.
Okay, well, if that's the rule, then yeah, okay. Viewers, you heard
That's
it
the
here
rule.
first. You have to play any
And yeah,
enchanters you crack in sealed. I think that's fair.
that is correct. Yes, that's the rule.
All right. Okay, so lastly, we're just going to touch on the uninkable count. My recommended range is between 4 and 8, and even 8 is really pushing it. Uh,
It is a lot.
do not go higher than 8.
Do not go higher than 8.
It may be tempting, but just don't do it. And why
Don't
does it
do it.
matter? Too many uninkables equals a stuck hand. So if you've got lots of uninkables, especially expensive ones, when you draw them, you have to play them at some point in the game. There's no way to get them out of your hand generally. And this,
Yeah, I feel like that happens to everyone.
yeah,
Like even in constructed, like in general, you
hmm
speak to Lorcana players, everybody will tell you, "Oh my god, yeah, I just had too many uninkable in my deck," and
yeah,
then you just can't play the game because if you are unlucky enough that you draw them all, then you can't play. It's like you have to
yeah,
ink your other good card to maybe play this other card that is just okay. But
yeah,
like, then it's just like okay. Sometimes you just have to pass. You can't play at all.
yeah,
So yeah, I definitely like. I think myself personally, I never go over 5 in sealed because
yeah,
otherwise it's just too much. I've been burned before, so I think 5 is the sweet spot for
yeah.
myself.
No, I'm with you on that one. 5 feels like a pretty happy place,
Yeah, happy place.
and so that's what you want.
I think last set, I think it was last set, there was so many really good cards that were uninkables, and it's like, oh my god, I had like 12. I had selected 12 of them, and it's just like, okay,
Yep,
that is not possible. We need to
yep.
we need to cut that down. And I just had such a hard time because they were so good, good cards. But no, you can't play with 12 uninkable in your deck. This is
No,
not
12 out of 40 cards is just that's like one in every three. That is
insane.
completely insane. So
That's how I play the game.
yeah, living life on the edge.
Oh.
All right, and then we've just got a nice little quote down the bottom. If your hand is full of uninkables, you don't have options, you have problems. So you don't want to get yourself into that scenario.
Yep.
All right.
Mm.
And topic number 3, we're just going to touch on this quickly. Must pick cards. So these are probably these windmill slam, auto includes, straight to the bank, whatever terminology you
Sleeve
like.
it. Sleeve it.
Get it in a sleeve and get it into your deck straight away. All right. So number 1, removal. So any card that either deals some direct damage or is just banish a character or something like that. These are very, very valuable in sealed. So yeah, get that straight in there. Number 2, card draw. Again, yeah, having card draw, having access to more cards is always nice. Especially in sealed, you're not going to see a lot of these effects, so these can be really, really good. And number
Mm.
3, which we have another slide on, which we'll talk about, is evasives. So this is one of the key strategies in sealed. Evasives can quest in situations where other characters can't. So in your deck, you want some evasives, A, so that you can quest proactively, but even more importantly, you need some evasives or alert characters to stop your opponent from doing the same to you. Because if on turn
Yeah.
3 they play like a Tinkerbell Fairy, like a 1/3 that quests for 2, if you don't have any evasives and they just sit there questing for the rest of the game, it is just
Yeah.
completely checkmate.
That's it. You lost. Yeah. So you find the evasive, and then you try to that your opponent does not find the evasive.
Yep, that's the happy place. The sad
That's a happy
place
place. That's
is
the
the
happy place.
opposite.
So
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, either you need evasive in your deck.
Mhm.
I mean, if the set is right and has evasives,
Mhm.
or you need removal to be able to like
Yeah.
get rid of them.
Yeah. Correct.
Absolutely. So I remember when we played in Acacia Islands,
Yep.
there was these like fantastic cards that were evasive, and that if you draw them, like your opponent didn't have either an evasive or a removal, you
Hmm.
just run away with the game. It was amazing. And so yeah, so you can see them on screen, like especially Pascal. Pascal
Pascal.
is just
Oh
so
my
cute.
goodness.
And then you quest for 3. Like, I'm sorry, but that card is just insane.
Yeah.
So if you draw that, so yes, that's uninkable. But this one, even if he's uninkable, you have to put it in your deck. And
Yeah.
if you somehow get 5 of them, you put all 5.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a crazy card. And Perla as well. Like, Perla actually got me through games as well during Acacia Island. Like, these
Hmm.
2 cards were just amazing. Like, it was so fun. And you could see like the despair in your opponent's eyes when, when you play Pascal, and that they have nothing to like get rid of him. Like, that's just amazing. So yeah, good
Yeah.
feeling, good feeling.
Thanks everyone for watching. Now we're going to part 2 of the video where I'm going to crack a bunch of winter spell packs that I've gotten from set champs. So I'm going to crack 8 packs and I'm going to go over
Exciting.
how to build a deck. So get ready for the fun part. Okay, so we've got our packs on the left, we've got our sleeves on the right for our playmat, and we're going to start cracking some packs and we're going to lay our cards out. So the first thing we want to do, we want to sort our cards by cost. So that was a 1 cost Lilo there. We'll put it in a pile. There we got a new 4 cost Tigger here. We'll put that in the pile. 3 cost and so on and so forth. And this is a good way to sort your cards. I also like to sort if I get action cards or locations or items, I'll put those in piles at the bottom, but so far we've just opened characters. So there we go, we got a 7 cost, so we start a new pile again. And there we go, we got an epic in this pack. So you can see this is pretty easy. It's a quick way to sort your cards. You start to get an idea about what you've got available. And yeah, pretty easy process, rinse and repeat for the rest of the packs. And then we will end up with, oh, there's a nice card. So we'll end up with some nicely distributed piles. There you can see we just picked up an action, so I'm going to put those at the bottom. The reason we separate actions and items and other things is because if it's like a 2 cost action or something, we might not want to play it on turn 2. It might be reactionary or something like that. So yeah, generally we keep all the characters up the top and we keep all the other cards down the bottom because we want to have an idea about how many cards or how many characters we have to play on turn 1 and 2 and 3, etc. Alright, so as you can see, we're going on. We've had to stack up some of our cards because our piles are starting to get quite tall and we've got lots and lots of 2s and 3s and 4s, etc. So we've just had to start stacking them up. We can't keep making them go vertically forever. And we just opened a few packs or a few cards that we're just never going to want to put in our deck. They've got poor stats or they're uninkable or they just don't have useful effects. So I'm just putting those over into like a discard pile on the left. And yeah, if there's cards that we're never going to put in our deck, we don't want to be spending mental energy during the deck building process thinking about them, so we can just put them across to the side. Alright, so at this point I've mostly sorted my cards into nice piles. I've got a couple of my premium cards in sleeves, and the most important part of sealed is when your cat walks over your table and starts kicking your cards, so thank you for that, Rumpy. Okay, so we've got our cards in piles. We've also got our table that we printed out onto an A4 sheet from earlier in the video, so I highly recommend doing this. It just makes it easy to track how many of each card we want. So now we're going to go through our cards. We're going through our 1 costs. We had a 2-1 alert and a 2-2 there. Those are pretty good stats. And then we've got some other cards. We've got some 1-2s. We've got some 0-4s, which can't really fight for the board. So at this stage, oh yeah, we've also got our actions and such. At this stage, none of these look particularly great. So we're just going to keep the well-stated characters. And same process here, going through our 2 costs. The cards with good stats we're going to keep. This one's got evasive, so we'll hang on to that. And so on and so forth. Anything that we want to play, we're putting into this sort of playables pile, and anything that we don't want to play, we're going to put over to the left and not going to think about putting in the deck. So here, yeah, we've got some evasive cards, got the Epic Grandmother Willow. And we're going to continue this process until we've refined all of our different costs of cards, and that will make it easier. There we've decided we've got too many 2 costs, so we're just going to put one of those across for now. And we'll rinse and repeat until we have all of our cards sorted. Alright, so at this stage we've actually sorted all of our piles into the cards that we want to play and into some maybes. So we're going to start sleeving up our 2 cost cards. We actually had too many 2 costs, so we didn't want to put all of them in the deck, otherwise our deck doesn't have enough value. So sleeving up, and again we will keep doing this, and then once we've sleeved up all the cards that we want to play, we're going to count our cards, because I can see already we don't have enough 5 costs, we don't have enough 7 costs, we're a bit light on 4 costs as well. So once we've sleeved up everything, we're going to have to consult the maybe piles and see what else we want to put in the deck. Okay, so at this stage we're at 34 cards, so we need about 6 more, and we count out 40 sleeves, so it's easy to tell how many more you need if you just count your remaining sleeves. That's why I like to bring exactly 40, but if you want to run 41 or 42, whatever, it's totally up to you. So we're a bit low on sort of 4 costs, and then yeah, the top end of our curve, the 5, 6, 7, or maybe a little bit light as well. So the cards that we might want to put in are some of the more expensive cards. So we're looking at, for example, this 5 cost Chief Tui, who doesn't have great stats. It's only a 4/5, but because we need a bit more top end, we're going to look at sleeving that up. We're considering this Rush Maui, and yeah, we're going to hopefully smooth out our curve a little bit. All right, and here we are. Just leaving up our last cards. We're up to 40 now, which is great. You can see a couple of the standout cards. We've got a Snowboarder Stitch, which can draw us cards. We've got a Pete, which can draw us cards. We've got a Nani, which will usually draw us a card. So yeah, we have some really, really good cards in here. You can see what our curve looks like. We've got lots of 2s and 3s, so we're going to have pretty consistent early game. Yeah, this Isis Vanderchill is really nice. We probably would like maybe 1 or 2 more 4 costs, and then yeah, a little bit more top end. We're a bit light in our curve. We got probably more 2s than we'd like, but they were just what we got is what we got. So this Grandmother Willow will hopefully help us get out some of the more expensive cards. It means we don't have to ink so much. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this deck. I'm going to give it around a B+, and yeah, I could see us going 3-0 with this deck for sure. So yeah, last tip, definitely print out that A4 page. Think about your curve. It's not always going to work out perfectly like ours didn't today. But if you can see when you've sort of got your 30 or 35 cards that you think are pretty good and you get towards the end, yeah, you just sort of got to get creative with what's in your maybe pile and just try and plug any gaps in your ink curve. And then yeah, you can end up with a pretty solid deck looking like this. So good luck, everybody, and have some fun.